Today I'm going to take you through a fast flow focused on upper body strength and balance. So when you're ready, go ahead and find that comfortable seat at the top of your mat, either sitting on your heels or crisscross applesauce. Go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. As you inhale, lift the shoulders toward the ears. And as you exhale, draw them back down and away. Again, inhale, shoulders rise. Exhale, release them down. One more, inhale, shoulders reach up. Exhale, draw them back down and away. I invite you to set an intention or maybe a dedication for your practice today. We'll seal up our intentions with one breath together. First, exhale all the air from your lungs. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, send it out. You may begin to blink eyes open, first gazing toward the fingertips. Then go ahead and roll forward onto hands and knees, taking your tabletop position with your hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Take an inhale, lift the chest and tail, find your cow spine. And then as you exhale, round and curl, navel in and up. Inhale to cow pose, chest lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, cat pose, round and curl. One more, inhale to cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. This time, inhale to your cow pose. And as you exhale, tuck the toes, pike the hips up and back for your first downward facing dog. Take a full inhale here and a full exhale here. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more like that. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time, inhale, roll forward like a wave. Find that high plank pose. As you exhale, drop the knees. Keep the hips lifted. Lower the chest and chin between the hands. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale to slide to the belly. Peel up your head, neck, and chest for baby cobra. Little to no weight in those hands for 3. Squeeze the elbows together. 2. Lift the collarbones higher. 1, press through the palms, but keep a slight bend in the elbows for your full cobra. And then exhale through tabletop to downward facing dog. That is your knees down version of chaturanga. You're welcome to take it today. If you'd like to advance to the full chaturanga, go ahead and inhale forward to your high plank pose. As you exhale, shift your weight into your toes, drawing the shoulder heads over the fingertips. Then bring that 90-degree bend into the elbows. Try to keep the shoulders lifted. Inhale to the tops of the feet. Arms are straight. Thighs lift for upward facing dog. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Full inhale. Full exhale. Gaze forward, knees bend, walk, step, or float to the top of your space. Take your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, halfway lift, press through the heels. Exhale, fold. It's okay to bend the knees. Inhale, arms rise, reach up. Mountain pose. Exhale, hands by sides. Surya Namaskare. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, step or jump back. Full inhale to up dog or cobra. Full exhale to downward facing dog for 5. Release the shoulders. 4. Breathe full. 3. Bicep spin forward. 2. 1. Gaze forward, knees bend, walk, step, or jump to the top. Take your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms rise, reach up, gaze to thumbs. Exhale, hands by sides. Again, inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, step, float, or jump back. Full inhale to up dog or cobra. Full exhale to downward facing dog for 5. Keep breathing. 4. Release the backs of the legs. 3. Root down in the knife side edges of the feet. 2. 1. Gaze forward, knees bend, walk, step, or float to the top. Take your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise, reach up, gaze to thumbs. Exhale, hands by sides. Last one. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga, step, float, or jump back. Full inhale to up dog or cobra. Full exhale to downward facing dog for 5. Think elbows down. 4. Step into the feet. 3. Press the chest toward the thighs. 2. 1. Gaze forward, knees bend, walk, step, or float to the top. Take your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise, reach up. Exhale, hands by sides. Surya Namaskar B, Sun Salutations B. Knees bend, arms rise, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, step, jump, or float. Full inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. Full exhale to downward facing dog. Warrior 1, right foot forward, left heel drops. On your inhale, rise to the top. On your exhale, plant the palms, step or handstand back for your chaturanga dandasana. Full inhale to up dog or cobra. Full exhale to downward facing dog. Warrior 1, left foot forward, right heel drops. Rise up on your inhale. Exhale, take it down, plant the palms, step or handstand back, chaturanga. Full inhale to up dog or cobra. Full exhale to downward facing dog for 5. Release the neck. 4. Release the shoulders. 3. Navel in and up. 2. 1. Gaze forward, knees bend, walk, step, or float to the top. Take your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Knees bend, arms rise, chair pose. Exhale, come to stand. Last time, knees bend, arms rise, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Full inhale to up dog or cobra. Full exhale to downward facing dog. Right foot forward, left heel drops, rise up, warrior 1. Exhale, plant palms, step or handstand back, chaturanga. Full inhale to up dog or cobra. Full exhale to downward facing dog. Left foot forward, right heel drops, rise up on the inhale. Exhale, take it down, plant the palms, step or handstand back, chaturanga. Full inhale to up dog or cobra. Full exhale to downward facing dog for 5. This is the last held down dog. 4. Think about squeezing the hands toward the feet and the feet toward the hands. 3. Maybe you can lift the toes. 2. 1. Gaze forward, knees bend, walk, step, or float to the top. Take your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Knees bend, arms rise, chair pose, and hold for 5. Release the shoulders. 4. Squeeze the knees together. 3. Navel back. 2. 1. Exhale the hands to the hips. Come to stand. Step or hop your feet hips distance. Take your inhale to lift the chest. And then exhale, fold forward, Padangusthasana. Using index and middle fingers, wrap your fingers around your 2 big toes. Take your inhale to look up, lengthen, and then exhale, fold deeper. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Bend your elbows to your outer shins for 5. Think about lifting the hips. 4. Rock the weight forward into the toes. 3. Keep breathing. 2. 1. Exhale, release the fingers, frame out your right foot. Step your left toes to the back of the mat and rise up to your high crescent lunge on the right. Right knee over right ankle, left heel is lifted, your left leg is long. Hold for 5. Gaze to thumbs. 4. Left hip forward, right hip back. 3, 2, 1. Exhale the hands to heart center. Gently lift up through the hips as you rotate open to warrior 2. Right knee stays bent over right ankle. Left heel drops down so the knife side edge of that left foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. Hold for 5. Gaze over right middle finger. 4. Imagine someone pulling your left arm behind you. 3. Keep breathing. 2. 1. On your exhale, straighten out your front leg. Maybe toe heel the back foot in 1 to 2 footprints. Then cock your hips to the back of the room as you tip your torso forward. Trikonasana triangle pose. Right hand comes to right shin, ankle, or right big toe. Left hand goes to the sky. Hold for 5. Draw the shoulders and chest back. 4. Step down into the left foot to draw the hips underneath you. 3. Gaze up to left thumb. 2. 1. Inhale up to warrior 2. Exhale, reverse. Prepare for half moon. Cartwheel your right hand down in front of your right foot. Launch your left leg up parallel to the mat. Find your half moon pose for 5. Think about stacking hips and shoulders. 4. Lift up through the hips. Lift up through the back heel. 3. Engage every muscle in the left leg. 2. 1. With care, gently tap the left foot back down to warrior 2, bending into right knee. And as you exhale, reverse, send the right arm long overhead. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat, Chaturanga Dandasana. Full inhale to up dog or cobra. Full exhale to downward facing dog. Gaze forward, knees bend, walk, step, or float to the top. Take your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Knees bend, arms rise, chair pose. Option to stay here or to come to drinking bird by squeezing the ankles, coming to the toes, and sweeping the arms long behind you for 5. Sink the seat lower. 4. Chest higher. 3. Keep breathing. 2. 1. Inhale, lift the arms, drop the heels, chair pose. Exhale, the hands to the hips, come to stand. Hop or step your feet hips distance. As you inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, step on palms, toes to wrists, Padasana, and fold for 5. Think about pressing down through the toes. 4. Rock the weight over the heels. 3. Release the shoulders. 2. 1. Take your inhale to look up. Exhale, frame out the left foot as you send the right toes to the back of your mat. Then rise up to your high crescent lunge on the left. Left knee over left ankle. Right leg is straight for 5. Think right hip forward, left hip back. 4. Gaze up to the thumbs. 3. Release the shoulders down and away from the ears. 2. 1. Exhale the hands to heart center. As you inhale, lift up through the hips, then rotate open to the side of the mat for warrior 2 on the left. Hold for 5. Imagine pressing the air away from the arms. 4. Think about squeezing the heels together. 3. Step down into the back foot. 2. 1. Exhale to straighten out the left leg. Maybe toe heel the right foot in 1 to 2 footprints. Cock your hips to the back of the room as you tip your torso forward. Bring your left hand to your left shin, ankle, or left big toe, and send your right arm to the sky, gazing up to that right thumb for Trikonasana triangle pose for 5. Again, draw the hips under and the chest back. 4. Come up higher if your chest tips forward. 4. Do your best. 3. Step down into the back foot. 2. 1. Inhale up through warrior 2. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Prepare for half moon. Cartwheel the left hand down in front of the left foot or maybe onto a block. Then launch your right leg up parallel to the mat for half moon pose. Hold for 5. For an added challenge, gaze to your top thumb. 4. Engage your right quad. 3. Engage the obliques. 2. 1. Gently tap it down through warrior 2, bend through left knee, and then as you exhale, reverse. Cartwheel those hands down to the mat, Chaturanga Dandasana. Full inhale to up dog or cobra. Full exhale to downward facing dog. Take a full inhale here, and a full exhale. Gaze forward, knees bend, walk, step, or float to the top. Take your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Using your index and middle finger of your left hand, wrap it around your left big toe. Then on an inhale, come to stand, bringing that left knee with you. You can stay here, drawing the thigh toward the chest. You can take hold of the left knee, or you can begin to straighten out that left leg for big toe hold. Hold for 5. Make sure the leg does some of its own lifting. 4. Chest forward. 3. Keep breathing. 2. 1. Left leg goes left, gaze goes right. Hold for 5. It's okay to take the knee. 4. Try to square up. Try not to lean to the right. 3. 2. 1. Inhale back to center. Release the knee, release the toe. Straighten out your leg wherever you can and hold for 5. Maybe point through the toe. 4. Listen carefully in 3. Keep the left leg lifted in 2. In 1, bend into the left knee and send it back to warrior 1. Ground the knife side edge of that left foot at the back of the net and bend into your right knee as you lift the arms. Hold for 5. Gaze to thumbs. 4. 3. 2. 1. Exhale the hands behind the back, catch elbows or take reverse prayer, and then straighten out your front knee. As you inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, fold forward. Hold for 5. Think chin to shin. 4. Think about opening the elbows. 3. Gaze to your right big toe. 2. 1. Take your inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale the left arm out in front of you, thumb up. Exhale, plant it on the outside of your right foot or on a block. Find your revolved triangle. Always an option to place both hands on the outside of the right thigh to give you some more space. Hold for 5. This is a great IT band stretch. 4. Gaze up to your right thumb. 3. Keep breathing. 2. 1. Exhale the hands down to frame out that right foot. Take your inhale to look up and then Chaturanga Dandasana. Full inhale to up dog or cobra. Full exhale to downward facing dog. Gaze forward, knees bend, walk, step, or float to the top. Take your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Using the index and middle finger of your right hand, wrap your fingers around your right big toe. On an inhale, come to stand, bringing the right knee with you. Balance transition. Stay here, take hold of the knee, or begin to straighten out that right leg for big toe hold. For 5. Release shoulder tension. 4. Knit the ribs in. 3. Keep breathing. 2. 1. Right leg goes right, gaze goes left. Hold for 5. Do your best. 4. 3. Heel in, toe out. 2. 1. Come back to center. Release the knee, release the toe, and hold for 5. Think chest forward. 4. Engage the top of the right quad. 3. Keep the right leg lifted in 2. In 1, bend the right knee, send it back. Find your warrior 1. Plant the nice side edge of that right foot down at the back of your mat, bending into left knee and lifting the arms for 5. Gaze to thumbs. 4. Right hip forward, left hip back. 3, 2, 1. Exhale the hands behind the back, catch elbows or take reverse prayer. As you inhale, lift the chest, straighten out that front leg. As you exhale, fold. Hold for 5. Think right shoulder down. 4. Navel in. 3. Think about squeezing the heels. 2, 1. Take your inhale to look up. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale the right arm out in front of you, thumb up. Exhale, plant it on the outside of the left foot. Find your revolved triangle, whatever that looks like for you. Work towards straight legs here. Hold for 5. Step into your back foot. 4. Squeeze the legs together. 3. Open up to the side of the room. 2, 1. Exhale the hands down. Take your inhale to look up and Chaturanga Dandasana. Full inhale to up dog or cobra. Full exhale to downward facing dog. Take a full inhale and a full exhale. Gaze forward, knees bend. Walk, step, or jump your feet to the outside edges of your mat for Malasana Yogi Squat. Take whatever variation you need to with a blanket under the heels, a block under the hips, or up higher in your goddess pose. Make sure the knees don't track in front of the toes here and squeeze the elbows on the inner thighs for 5. Think about dropping the hips between the heels. 4. Gaze lifts. 3, 2, 1. Option to stay here or come to your Bakasana Crow or Crane pose. When you're ready, squeeze the knees into the upper arms, walk the heels close behind you, rock your weight into your hands, and lift one or both heels off the mat, finding a nice cow spine for 5. Do your best for 4. Sit back on your mat in 3. Find Navasana in 2. In 1, plant your seat on the mat, lift your shins into a tabletop, extend your arms, and lift your chest high. Hold for 5. We're going to add movement in 4. You have 3 options in 3. Option to come to low boat in 2, or kind Malasana in 1. Make your choice. Either find your low boat, heels and chest 6 inches off the mat, or plant the heels and come back to your Malasana. If you're in Malasana, further option to find your Bakasana. Take your choice for 5. Keep breathing. 4. Fast 5 count. 3, 2, 1. Back to high boat wherever you are. Hold for 5. Keep breathing. 4. Chest high. 3, 2. Last 1. Go back to that other option. 1. Either take your low boat, your Malasana, or your crow pose. Hold for 5. Do your best. 4. Squeeze the elbows and knees together if you're in crow. 3. Navel back. 2, 1. Find your high boat last time. Option to lift the arms. Option to just straighten out the legs for 5. Breathe full. 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant the palms. Pick yourself up and come back through your chaturanga. Do your best here. Take your full inhale to upward facing dog or cobra, and we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Full inhale, full exhale. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Hold here for 5. Option to drop to knees or forearms. 4. Dome out through the shoulder blades. 3. Keep breathing. 2. In 1, shift your weight into your left hand or forearm if you're on your forearms, and come to the nice side edge of your left foot, taking your right arm high for your side plank. Hold for 5. Think about lifting your rib cage. 4. Breathe full. 3. Tricky transition. And 2, we're going to come to warrior 2. In one, step your right foot forward, spin your left heel all the way down and unwind to your warrior two. Full inhale in your warrior two, however you need to get there. And then exhale to extended side angle. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Sweep your left hand over the head. Always an option to drop lower with the right hand on the outside of the right foot, maybe on a block, or to take that bind. Hold for 5. Step into the back foot. 4. Gaze to your left thumb. 3. Do your best. 2. 1. Inhale, lift up to warrior two. Exhale, hands to hips, straighten out your right leg. Turn the toes in and the heels out. As you inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, find your wide leg forward fold for 5. Hands between the feet. 4. Think about lifting the heels. 3. Imagine your lower belly touching your upper thighs. 2. 1. Transition to lizard pose. Take your inhale to look up halfway. Exhale, crawl forward toward your right foot, turning your left heel high, bending into your right knee. Both hands on the inside of that right leg. You can drop to your forearms on blocks or on the floor. You can bring blocks under your hands if you need some more space. Wherever you are, be mindful the right knee doesn't cross the toes. Hold for 5. Long spine, gaze out in front of you. 4. Engage the back inner thigh. 3. Keep breathing. 2. 1. Ditch the blocks, come back to palms, then step your right leg back. Always an option to Ekapada Kunayasana your way to Chaturanga. Full inhale to up dog or cobra. Full exhale to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, roll forward to your high plank pose. Hold for 5. Navel back. 4. Release shoulders. 3. Think elbow creases forward. 2. In 1, press through your right palm. Come to the knife side edge of the right foot and find your side plank on the other side. Hold for 5. Lift the ribcage higher. 4. Lift the hips. 3. Ribcage knits in. 2. Imagine stacking your feet as if you're standing on the floor. 2. Here comes that warrior 2. In 1, step the left foot forward, spin the right heel all the way down and unwind, warrior 2. Full inhale here, however you need to get there. Full exhale to extended side angle, left forearm to left thigh, left hand outside the foot, or take the bind for 5. Keep breathing. 4. Do your best. 3. 2. 1. Inhale up to warrior 2. Exhale, straighten out your front leg. Bring the palms behind the back, clasping them together. Draw the knuckles toward the heels on the inhale as you lift your chest. And then exhale, wide leg forward fold, hands come overhead. Hold for 5. Think about squeezing the palms toward one another. 4. Release shoulder tension. 3. Draw the navel back to bring yourself lower. 2. 1. Exhale the hands to the mat. Take your inhale to look up and then crawl forward to your lizard pose on the left. Both hands on the inside of that left leg. Maybe you drop to blocks. Maybe you bring your hands to blocks. Maybe you come to forearms. Hold for 4. Long spine, gaze out on the floor in front of you. 3. Really engage the back leg. 3. 2. 1. Ditch the blocks, come back to palms, and step or Ekapada Kunayasana your way back to Chaturanga on the exhale. Full inhale to up dog or cobra, and full exhale to downward facing dog. Gaze forward, roll forward to high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga to your belly. Keep those hands under the shoulders, squeeze the elbows, and then on your inhale, lift up to your baby cobra, thinking about pressing the elbows down toward the mat for 5. Long spine, gaze out on the floor in front of you. 4. Keep the toenails grounded, but lift the quads. 3. Do your best. 2. 1. Exhale, lower down. Extend the arms long beside you, palms face up. On your inhale, lift the arms, legs, head, neck, and chest for Locust Pose. Hold for 5. Broad collarbones, 4. Toes touch, 3. Hollow out the belly, 2. 1. Exhale, release. Go ahead and sit back to your child's pose, knees wide, toes touch. Take a full inhale and a full exhale. Press down through the palms to sink your hips lower, sink your forehead lower. Another full inhale. Another full exhale. Then come to standing on your knees for Camel Pose. Bring just a fist with a space between your knees. Option to tuck your toes if that's more comfortable. Bring your hands to your low back. On your inhale, lift the chest. On your exhale, draw your hips forward. Again, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hips forward. Option to take one hand back or both hands back. Option to use blocks behind you. Hold for 5. Reach your chest higher. 4. Try not to sink down in the low back. 3. 2. 1. Reverse the way you came. Chest lifts first, then the head lifts. Go ahead and sit on your heels. We're going to do a practice for floating through. This is a preparatory step for learning how to jump through from a seated pose. So if you have blocks, they're going to be really useful for you in this. It makes this pose a lot easier to do. So bring your blocks so that the front edge lines up with your knees, and your hands are going to go directly on those blocks on their medium height here. What you're going to do is you're going to bend into your elbows and bring your chest forward. So we're going to go forward here like we do in Chaturanga or in Crow Pose. That's the hardest part, is actually going forward. So your elbows will be lined up with your wrists. And try to bring your knees as close to your chest as possible. The goal here is going to be to lift up and forward, bringing the knees with you. So rather than lifting straight up, you're going to lift up and forward. That's going to give you more space to move the feet. So what you'll do is on an exhale, you'll lift up, sweep the legs through, and elongate them out in front of you. I'll give you a moment to try that out. And of course, once you're there, you can always reverse. Again, you want those blocks about mid-thighs, so your hands are about mid-thigh. And again, if you're going to reverse, you need to go forward with the chest bending into elbows. Then lift forward and up and sweep the legs back through. I'll give you a moment to try that out. And we'll jump through one more time to our knees, or rather to a seated pose with the feet out in front of us. Go ahead and press through the palms and come to a seated posture. Squeezing the legs together. And you can remove those blocks off to the sides. On your inhale, lift your arms. And exhale, find your forward fold. Hold for 5. Release the forehead down. 4. Find length in the backs of the legs. 3. 2. And 1. Take your inhale to look up. Exhale, release. Draw the sole of the right foot into the left inner thigh. Inhale the arms overhead, square up over the left leg, and then exhale, fold for Janushirasana for 5. Breathe full. 4. Release the right shoulder down. 3. 2. 1. Take your inhale to look up. Exhale, release, switch it out. Right leg long, sole of the left foot into the right inner thigh. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold for 5. Keep breathing. 4. Do your best. 3. 2. 1. Take your inhale to look up. Exhale, release. Go ahead and bend into the right knee, straightening out the left leg. You're going to want about a fist width of space between the left thigh and the right ankle. We're taking marichi A. Go ahead and inhale the arms overhead, and then exhale to fold on the inside of the right knee, squeezing that right knee in and reaching for the left toes. Option to take a bind by sweeping the right arm around the right shin and the left hand behind the back. Once you've got that bind, turn your shoulders square toward the front of the mat and fold for 5. This pose is a little bit easier if you sit on a block. 4. Do your best. 3. 2. 1. Take your inhale to look up, and then exhale, release the bind, release the arms. Go ahead and slide your right heel in closer to the left thigh, as close as you can, and squeeze it in as close to your right thigh, as close to your chest as you can. Send your right hand on the mat behind you, fingertips point away, and take marichi C. Inhale the left arm high, and then exhale to cross it in front of the right thigh. If this is too much, you can always hug that right knee in. I'm going to cue a half bind here. Press into your right hand to lift your chest. It's okay to lift the seat slightly here to get the left arm hooked in front of that right shin. So you want the left elbow crease to come right in front of the right knee there. That's going to give you that nice half bind. And once you're sitting up tall and can support yourself, you can wrap that right hand behind the low back and connect the hands together. But for now, just take that half bind for 5. Think about pressing your left side body into your right thigh. 4. Chin parallel with the mat. 3. 2. 1. Inhale, unwind. Release the right knee down. Lift the left, bend into the left knee, pressing the sole of the left foot into the mat for marichi A. Again, you're going to want some space between your left foot and your right thigh. Go ahead and inhale the arms overhead, and then exhale to fold on the inside of the left leg. Always an option to take that bind instead for 5. Keep breathing. 4. 3, chin to shin. 2. 1. Inhale to release the bind and lift up. Slide that heel in closer to you, as close as you can get it. Send the left hand on the floor behind you. Sweep the right arm up high and take that twist for marichi C. Again, you can hug the knee instead. If you're going for that half bind, really press down through the left palm. Maybe the hips lift, that's okay. Just use that leverage to help get your right elbow crease in front of your left shin. Find that nice half bind and settle the seat back down. Thinking about twisting open more, sitting taller, and drawing the right rib cage into the left thigh. Once you're stable, you can reach around with the left hand to connect the palms together for the full bind, or just stay here for 5. Think chest higher. 4. Imagine the crown of the head reaching to the sky. 3. 2. 1. Inhale back to center. Release the bind. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide for Bakasana. Option to sit on a block. Hold on to the ankles or feet. On the inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, fold for 5. Use the elbows to draw the thighs wider. 4. Engage the abdominals to draw the chest deeper. 3. Keep breathing. 2. 1. Close the knees up like a book. Recline onto your back for bridge pose. Walk the heels in so close you can touch them with your fingers. Then on your inhale, lift the hips to knee height. Always an option for supported bridge, or to walk the shoulders underneath you and clasp the palms together. Hold for 5. Hold steady. 4. Space between chin and chest. 3. 2. 1. Exhale, release down. Go ahead and rock yourself up to a comfortable seat for putis. You can take crisscross applesauce here. You can take full lotus, or you can take half lotus if that's in your practice. You can use blocks under your palms if you'd like to. Again, you can stay in that crisscross applesauce. You don't need to have the heels lifted. It just might be a little harder to get the feet off the ground. Press the palms into the mat beside the mid-thigh. As you inhale, lift the knees into the chest. And then as you exhale, lift the seat off the mat for 5. Imagine your abdominals like an accordion or a spring compressing together. 4. Release the shoulders. 3. 2, 1. Exhale, release. Remove the feet if you're in full or half lotus. And go ahead and recline down onto your back for shoulder stand or legs up a wall. Option for headstand instead. Take whatever inversion you'd like to end your practice with today. For legs up a wall, simply take your heels up against a wall or bring a block under your hips, relaxing your head, neck, and chest down. For shoulder stand, bring your hands to your low back as you roll your hips up. Then press the feet away from the face. The feet should be directly over those hips. And of course, for your headstand, plant your elbows shoulder distance on the mat. Find your basket grip with your palms and plant your head between your elbows. Wherever you are, go on up for 5. Full audible breaths for 4. 3. Keep breathing. 2. Legs up a wall, stay where you are. Shoulder standers drop to plow pose with the toes beyond the face. Headstanders come down halfway for 3. Hover here for 2. In 1, plow pose, come to ear pressure pose with the knees on the outer edges of the face. Headstanders come down to your child's pose for 3. 2. 1, legs up a wall, drop down, remove the block. Ear pressure posers, roll on out. And child posers, go ahead and roll onto your back for fish pose. Option to take supported fish with your block on its medium or lowest height with the long edge directly underneath your shoulder blades. You'll lift the chest high, tip the head back until the crown of the head touches. Always an option to place another block under the head if it doesn't quite reach. Hold for 5. Breathe fuller. 4. Lighten up through the hands. 3. 2. 1. Lift the chest first, then the head. Release on down. Go ahead and draw the knees into the chest. Draw the forehead toward the knees. Take a full deep inhale. And then exhale to expand for your Savasana. Final rest. Hold here. Draw the eyes closed. Walk the shoulder blades underneath you and just breathe. Slowly begin to bring movement back into fingers and toes. Maybe draw circles with ankles and wrists. Reawaken the limbs. Reawaken the breath. On an inhale, send the arms long overhead as you stretch the toes down long in front. And then on your exhale, turn toward your favorite side, hugging the knees in close, using the biceps as a pillow. Thank yourself for coming to your practice today. We're finding lift in your postures and relaxation in your Savasana. When you're ready, with as little effort as possible, rock yourself up to a comfortable seat facing the front of the room. Eyes stay closed. We'll inhale the hands to heart center and exhale to tuck the chin. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May beings everywhere be happy and be free. We bring our thumbs to third eye center, our seat of intuition, and bow forward to say namaste.